Welcome everyone, Jared O'Leary here with Boot Up. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of our current lesson format. Right now it's formatted as a Google Doc. We're working on a web version that's going to make it so you can easily collapse and expand the different sections, but for now we're using Google Docs. So one of the things I'd recommend doing is going up to Tools and then clicking on the document outline. That's going to make it so you can quickly navigate to the different sections. So for instance, you're going to spend most of your time in the project sequence, so you can just click on it and it'll quickly take you to like the project work or assessments, things like that. So our lessons have a format throughout that are very similar. We have overview and purpose, we have objectives and standards, we have practices and concepts. One of the unique things is we have a section that shows what kind of blocks we use. So if you click on any of these links, it'll actually show you what the blocks are. So if you don't know what the sound blocks are, click on that and it'll show you. In our vocabulary, we have several different definitions for each one of the words, and we have connections to different vocations as well as different disciplines, so like language arts and music and things like that. In our resources section, we have example projects that you can remix to make your own. We have walkthroughs that have a playlist of all the videos found in this lesson, as well as a collection of all the presentations that you can use in this lesson for displaying. The project files are useful for offline viewing, so if Scratch is down, you can actually pull up the project files in the offline version of Scratch and make it so that you can still continue to work on these projects. The project sequence, when you click on it, it takes you to here. It has some suggestions for what to do to prepare and to further your learning, as well as suggestions for how to get started. Now, each one of these sequences, once you actually start the project work, gives some estimated times for how long to work on it. And on the left side of the page, it actually shows you some suggestions for how to demonstrate this. So pull up this thing and then do this thing. And on each one of these chunks, it has embedded links that show you what is being talked about. Now, on the right-hand side of each one of the lessons, there are sometimes suggestions for how to facilitate, questions that you can ask, as well as connections to the various practices and concepts. We also include in here videos that walk through different sections and presentations that you can use to go through it. So you can click on this and it'll show you how to animate your backdrop with very simple, easy to use presentations. Each one of our project sequences includes assessments, some example questions for summative, formative, and ipsative assessments. And the final section of each one of our project lessons includes extensions for learning, so suggestions on how to add even more, or how to differentiate, or debugging exercises. In the debugging exercises, it gives you usually 3 different examples of projects that coders can work through to try and figure out what's wrong with it and then fix it. Now, coders don't have access to it, but you have access to answers for each one of the questions that are on here. We also have suggestions for unplugged lessons, which are lessons that don't use devices but work on coding concepts and practices. And then we have suggestions for reflection and sharing. So each one of the lessons has a lot of stuff in here. And again, the document outline will allow you to quickly navigate between the different sections to quickly find what you're looking for. Now, the coder resources for grades 3 and above, these documents are useful for when a coder is sick or somebody joins your program like a couple months into it and they've never done any coding before. You can still get them started and then have them caught up with everybody else while you're working with the full group. So on these pages, it includes a lot of videos and the quick reference guides as presentations. So coders can still learn the concepts that were previously learned that they may have missed out on, and then eventually catch up to everybody else. On here we have everything from the project sequences, all the extensions, and then every single one of the debugging exercises, as well as even more not listed in each lesson. So I hope this overview was helpful for you. I know there's a lot on these project lessons, but we wanted to provide as much resources as we possibly could fit into it to help you out as best as we possibly can.